Denyse Plummer.
Hello, sweetheart.
How are you today?
I am fine.
Thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this.
Well, I'm thrilled. I couldn't wait. I came here an hour earlier to tell you how excited I was.
So, I mean, I want to jump right into it. I mean, you're a woman who's made a difference throughout your career, your journey in life thus far.
Thank you.
And it is one that is quite remarkable. We can start from the beginning, I guess, from your early childhood days. I know that you always boast that your mom and your dad of different races, different backgrounds.
Yes.
And that had a role that played on your life growing up as well.
Of course.
But how was like family life in the 80s?
Family life in our home was amazing. Lots of music. My father was a guitarist, and my brother was a guitarist, and then I was the singer. And the daddy would always have people over who play quattro, who play the big, tall, long bass, you know, the
upright
old-time
bass, yeah.
and mandolin, and all this sort of thing was always in our house. My father belonged to a famous folk group called Olive Walk, La Petite Musicale. You weren't even thought about being born yet at that time.
But what a name! That's a long name.
Yes, and it was one of the biggest folk groups, and Daddy was the guitarist, so he would take us to all the shows at Queen's Hall, all the rehearsals as little children, sleeping all on the chairs, and music was always a part of our life, and our home was always full of love, music, and church. So, and then Daddy he was the one that had a sense of humor that we all got eventually, thank God. And he would crack jokes on everybody that came by. He was the last to leave a function. He had everybody laughing and so on. So, and we supported each other. Even as a young child, when they realized I had a voice and I was singing, you know, Mommy and Daddy they would be at every concert, every school show, every performance, every music festival, you know, proud that that's their daughter.
Yeah.
And a lot of children don't get that push and that support from family. So I feel very blessed.
To have gotten that. So I guess it was a natural progression for you
it
to go from, I mean, that musical house and musical background into doing all those music festivals.
Music festivals, and then Teen Talent with Auntie Hazel, and then Scouting for Talent and Junior Talent and all the television.
All of the things, exactly. You would be in everything if Mommy and Daddy supporting you. There's no, don't do it.
Actually pushing, yeah.
But then when you decided to do it as your career, as your profession, they were still as supportive?
Oh, more so than ever. Yeah, you know, I mean, I left school and then I went to work at Tatil. I was a computer operator at Tatil, and they thought this great career was about to start. And every night I was in Shakonian singing, you know, as a resident singer and doing pop music and ballads and little reggae and ting. And but not really calypso. And I was there for many, many years.
Now, it's interesting. You said not really calypso, but why at that point weren't you doing?
Because I didn't have that type of voice. I came out of school, out of classical. So you find and I used to love country and western music. So you find I would be singing country music. I'll be singing Barbra Streisand and Diana Ross and those kind of singers I would follow. And Olivia Newton-John. So I became established in that field and doing it really well. And then, I mean, I do Whitney Houston and Celine Dion and all that. So the thought of calypso in people's minds was a no-no.
Right.
When I did do calypso, people say, oh God, you leave that kind of singing to go and sing calypso. You're going to mash up your voice. You'll never be able to sing so nice again and ting, 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 ting. But calypso is what took me to the world.
Exactly.
You know?
Why did you decide to try singing calypso?
I didn't decide. You see, God have a way, boy. He set you up, you know. There's a plan he has, and you can't understand how that plan is working. It's Boogsy Sharp used to sing as a guest artist in Shakonian on my show. I used to have him there almost every week. And one day he just asked me to vocalize Phase 2 Pangrove song for Carnival.
Yeah.
So everybody thought he was mad. I thought he was mad. And I say, well, boy, if Phase 2, 100 players could agree to that, and a man like Boogsy Sharp willing to take that chance on me, well then, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Little did I know what was waiting for me, pressure.
Well, I want to get straight to the pressure one time, because you went. I mean, I know of the story of you going down to Skinner Park.
I don't think there's a person in Trinidad that doesn't know that story. That's a story that goes on into the history books.
But what was that? I want to know the feeling you felt standing there on stage. You coming up to this this audience, this mass
15,000.
15,000
Live
people.
on TV.
Yeah. And you were about to go on stage. And what was the moments before? What were you thinking? Before you went out on that stage?
I didn't know what was waiting for me. Apparently, everybody knew about me. Even my family knew, and they didn't want to tell me because they thought it would upset me. You know,
Really?
that they were waiting to pelt me.
Well, what
on
was the
that
reason that they were waiting to pelt you?
Because I'm white.
And
in
that's
their
it?
eyes, I'm white. Color of my skin. Calypso belong to black people. Leave it alone. Where this little skinny white girl feels she coming to sing, interfere with we thing and ting. And you know, if they didn't do that, if they didn't try to stop me, I probably would have just done that year and say, well, I had a ball, I experienced it, and I go back to my little Shakonian and weddings and funerals and whatever else I was doing, nightclub thing. But because of what they did me, I became defiant because it had nothing to do with the fact that I couldn't sing or that the song was bad, right? And it's just because of the color of my skin. So boy, I had to take all these missiles and finish 2 songs and turn it into choreography, and inside I was dying. I mean, there's no way I could tell you it didn't bother me. It was horrible. And I got out there and I saw 15,000 people with a roll of toilet paper up in the air, and it was a breezy day. So you have the tag of the toilet paper waving away. And then you had the suck up oranges that they suck up and dig in the gravel and pelt it at you. Sang the whole of the second song with gravel in my mouth. And then beer bottles started coming, and people with posies, you know the posies?
Yeah,
You're too young to know
I
what a
know.
posy is.
My grandmother had one.
The posy, they're holding it up in front and it written next. And then they had all these placards neatly printed from a print tree saying, Denyse Plummer, go back to South Africa. Plummer, stay home and fix toilets. Listen to me, it was the worst. And then all these police come forward when the beer bottles started coming towards the end. And so I was just so busy picking up missiles and laughing and smiling and turning it into choreography and trying to get to the end of the second song, you know, looking brave. But it's something you wouldn't wish on a dog. It's a horrible thing. They had to sweep up that stage for 20 minutes before the next artist was able to come back out.
Wow.
You know, but I refuse to give in to them because that's wrong. That is wrong. And even everyday life, what happened to me helps so many people, not in singing and in competition, but in everyday life, where people just don't want you there, or people want to keep you down, or they want to spit you out, or they want to insult you, or they want to destroy you. You climb to the top in your office, in your neighborhood, at home, in anything that you're doing. There will be people that will try to mash you down. Sometimes because of jealousy. Sometimes because you're just doing something they can't do. But just remember me standing up there for my rights and where I reached after that. Look at where I reached after that.
So yeah, after that you went on to win the Calypso Monarch.
10 times.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. It's here where conceive me. It's here I go down.
I've been accepted from the year after that incident, you know, in an amazing way, and the respect and everything is beautiful.
Do you feel like it was a hazing that you went through?
Well, it's like a hazing, yes. And at the time you can't understand why these terrible things happening to you. Sometimes something in your life happening right now and you can't understand why me, boy. But it's part of a plan to make you grow and get stronger and get higher. But you can't see it that way now. So you just have to accept things. And
when you came off the stage, right? I imagine you would have broken down and it would have been.
Well, I went in the dressing room and I was stunned. I said, what the France just happened out there in the last 20 minutes, you know? And I had a visitor from England, boy, here for Carnival, a girl, and she's standing up at the side of the stage and she's telling my sister, what's happening here? And the song I'm singing is One Love, all races in Trinidad. Get along like a house on fire. We could teach the world how to live. And there I am getting felt because of the color of my skin. So they tried to explain to this poor tourist lady what was going on. But I went in there and then I just sat there in shock, and I didn't cry or anything. I cried when I reached home. But I didn't want to give them that satisfaction of seeing me being affected. So Then Black Stallion came in. That's the first time I ever saw Black Stallion. I didn't know who he was. The people's calypsonian, the black man himself. I just saw this black Rasta man come up to me and he said, sister, stay strong, you know, don't give up. You know, this is your culture. He said, if you're born in Jamaica, what your culture would be? I say, reggae music. And he said, well, you're born in Trinidad. This is your culture. Don't let nobody pull you down. You keep singing it, sister. Don't leave. Don't let them get to you. And when he walked out, I asked people, I said, who's that man? I said, who's that man? The black man himself. Blah, blah, blah. And the rest is history. Stalin took me on tour with him to Sweden, Finland, Denmark to open for him. And I learned so much from that man, just watching how he work a stage, how you use your hands, how you use your eyes, how you use the stage. Stage has 3 points. You don't go over there, you alienate all those people. If you don't go in the middle, then people feel dejected,
left out,
ignored. If you don't go over there, you know. So he taught me so much, and I really have the highest respect for him.
Yeah.
And my color never bothered him, and he was the black man himself.
Well, that's what I was about to say. The
something?
irony of that is the juxtaposition of you and him.
Yes, yes. And I will show you how this tied into like 18 years later, the same Black Stallion thing as we go along.
All right. Well, I mean, so you went on tour with Black Stallion. I mean, it sounds like university to me.
Yeah, boy.
It sounds like
Couldn't
live.
pay for that.
Exactly, live
Yes.
on the road university.
Yeah.
And then you were accepted, you were loved
Yes, of course.
after that.
10 Queen titles came after that.
And then during that time, you could forgive me if I get the timing wrong.
No,
But during that time, you did some remarkable things where you raised funds to help children who were sick.
Yeah.
And you didn't just say, well, I'm going to give them money myself, but you brought together artists and the media, and you used the influence that you would have had. To
2 babies that had hole in the heart babies in my younger years in my career. Came across 2 children, 2 babies fighting for life, and poor parents had no way to find the money for the operations and so on. So I got together with a lot of calypsonians, and when Raj Shorty I was alive at that time, and we had big concerts and shows and so on to raise the money to get them to go to America to have their operations. And
you were able to successfully raise that money.
yes, we successfully raised the money. And you know, the hard part is trying to help people who cannot help themselves and be a voice for people. And you did everything you could do, and you raised everything you needed to raise. You gave all the love you needed to love, and then that child dies. You know, after
all of that.
After all of that.
Do you feel like you...
It really is painful.
Do you feel like you wasted your time? Do you feel like...
No, I don't feel I wasted my time at all, because I know someday I will be in need, or somebody close to me will be in need. You see, you don't get back from the people that you helped for. You don't look back for people that you helped. You don't get back anything from them. You're not supposed to look for it there. But a day that you're in need and you're in trouble, a door just opens for you and you can't understand why. And you say, oh God, our lucky boy. Is not the lucky. It's what you have done in your life before for others. Doors will always open for you.
The universe conspires.
Exactly. So that's why you keep giving all the time, because you're always going to be in need.
Yeah.
You're always going to want. You know, so.
The industry that you chose to make the majority of your livelihood in, your career in, is not known for being nice. It's not known for being forgiving. It's not known for being always very welcoming. And you managed to maintain a healthy marriage while still being a part of this male-dominated industry.
And mother.
And the mother.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about the marriage aspect of it particularly, because, you know, I would assume that at that time women still had a very clear role, and people assumed what the role of a woman would be. I mean, you sang woman is boss. But at that time, the woman's role or perceived role in a marriage would be, well, what was it to you?
Well, my husband met me on a stage. I mean, he met me performing. He knew that was my career. He accepted it. We went around for 5 years before we got married. So by the time we got married, he very well knew what he was getting into. And that's how I made my living. And my children don't know me any other way. But the man I married how to describe him? Some people say Jesus Christ is supposed to be coming back down here and they feel it's him and nobody can tell us nothing. Because he does not quarrel, he does not raise his voice, he don't cuss, he have no enemies, he is very private, he's very quiet and very supportive. And then when my children came along and I had to travel a lot, always on a plane, Granny was there, Grandpa was there with him and the children. Auntie Arlene was there, my sister, yeah, my other sister. So we had and then his father. So we had a strong family unit replacing me when I wasn't there. And then I would call every day, we'd say prayers on the phone. You know, they would do homework with the kids. And I don't know, maybe it's because they met me in it that it was never a problem. And then my husband was always proud of me. He was always supportive of me and anything I want. You know, I just feel so blessed. And my children never gave us a day's trouble, or never in bad company and drugs and alcohol and all that sort of thing. So, I mean, I just have to thank God every day, boy. A great career, a career of longevity, 40 years. And at 66 years old now, I am still relevant and still known.
Exactly.
You know what kind of blessing that is?
It is, because there have a lot of people who aren't.
My goodness,
So many people.
Yeah, 2-3 years they're gone, you don't hear about them again. You know, so to answer your question, you have to go through something for you to get somewhere. You cannot stay in a comfort zone for too long. All right, I was comfortable singing ballads and whatever. I was well known, I had records, and I go and try the calypso thing, you know. Take it to another level, go brave, come out of your comfort zone. And this is for everything in life. You can't climb, you can't get better, you can't achieve great things if you stay in one level all the time. Go brave, and trust God,
go home.
You'll back you up. Yeah, because I went from singing, from a successful calypso career, which, as you said, was not easy. It's a lot of struggle and backbiting that goes on in this calypso world.
I was going to get to, is that I know that, I know that I've heard stories of the men in the industry having to rough up promoters to get their money, or things of that nature.
Well, I had a pit bull manager. She used to cuff down people and get my money, yes.
Well, that's what I wanted to find out, because I know your manager was your sister.
Ask anybody in the Calypso arena in Miami. A promoter called Sam, always don't want to pay people, and she was fed up. And this show, he come with a long story about somebody thief the carry box with the money. And Arlene, I just heard her say, Denyse, get up to your room now, because she's not doing nothing in front of me, right? Send me to my room. Arlene cuffed down Sam in the lobby of the People Hotel. She leaned back. This man is 6'5", tall and dark. And Arlene leaned back and she let him have it. She knocked out his front teeth, blood all over the place. And he running to pick up a tall standing ashtray to hit her back with. And a woman stand up to you with no weapon. So they held him back and they called police, all kind of thing. But my manager didn't make joke. I sit and smile and love everybody up. And she faced like a pit bull and she following you from there to there, contractor signed there, where the money, blah, blah, blah. So I had a good cop, bad cop kind of thing going there with my sister. And she will never rob me because in her eyes, I came first. She would do without to make sure I got. If they short pay or anything, she wouldn't take her 20%. She'll make sure I get all my money. So, I mean, God, how much more blessing? But it's a nasty world out there. It's very, very, very bad. And then they have those calypsonians that believe in bad and chanting all kind of thing and sprinkling thing on the ground and doing you all kind of, I don't know if it's voodoo or what it is. I only know about God and Jesus. So whatever it is, you know, they try to do each other bad to make sure you don't win, or your microphone cut off on you, or all this kind of nonsense. Sometimes you go in places to rehearse for competition and rat-infested basement somewhere in New York, in Brooklyn, and people don't realize what you have to go through to get that glamour and glory that they think it is. You know, there's a lot of struggle, and sometimes you get paid, you don't get paid. You know, so you have to fight for your respect, and you have to love the business, you have to love your culture, you have to do it for the right reasons, you know, because we have a beautiful culture. And even though I've turned my life over to God now, I could never pong my culture. My culture made me who I am, set me to where I am today, where I could reach thousands and thousands at a time for God. Because For those who don't know, 6 years ago, I gave my life to the Lord. But if I wasn't Denyse Plummer and who I am and known and loved, I wouldn't be able to reach anybody for God now.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, 6 years ago, I gave my life to the Lord. But if I wasn't Denyse Plummer and who I am and known and loved, I wouldn't be able to reach anybody for God now.
Yeah.
I'd
But
be struggling
tell me
in
about
little
that
holes.
decision, about that conversion. I guess it wasn't a decision, it's something that you just felt like you had to do.
It's a call.
Yeah.
It's a call that you get. You cannot come to the Lord and let the Holy Spirit call you. And when you get that call, you either listen to it or stoops and walk off. And I heeded the call because I figured after so much was given to me, you know, so much was given to me. The monarch title, the highest honor in the land, the young king, 10 times Calypso queen, the hummingbird gold medal by the president of Trinidad and Tobago for my years of struggle. You don't take that lightly.
Yeah.
Right? So I know a lot was given to me, and I felt I'd reached a stage where it has to be more to life than this, and I need to give back. You know, and I got that call. I took a friend of mine to a church that I wasn't supposed to go to because I'm a Roman Catholic and this is a Pentecostal. But my hairdresser keep nagging me, come by my church, visit once now, don't ever come back again now. You don't have to come back. And then I had a friend who was cussing and drunk and on weed and all, and I say, boy, you need some God. He say, yeah, ready for God. I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I say, right, I'm gonna get my hairdresser off my back and take you for God. And God is a set up God. And he set me up.
He set you up perfect there.
When I went there, that boy got saved. Stopped drinking, stopped smoking weed, all this. He gave his life to the Lord, went to Bible school. And it didn't happen for me. So the following Sunday, I take him again. And that's when I got my call. And it was so strong. I had to take that altar call, and I gave my life to the Lord. I was a smoker, heavy smoker, cigarettes, not weed, cigarettes. For 40 years, I smoked. I tried everything. I couldn't stop. I was drinking rum and coke in casinos every night, gambling. Those things don't line up with God. And you can't get your blessings, your true blessings, if you keep living that way. The cigarette was going to kill me. If the cigarette didn't kill me, the alcohol would have killed me. The alcohol killed my sister and killed my brother. And I was next to go. But God said, not this one. I have work for to do. So I'm here to tell you, I gave up the cigarettes, no withdrawal symptoms, alcohol, casino. Well, you know, you have to give up some friends too. Because you can't go places you used to go and stuff. And since then, my blessings have just been pouring. I went to Israel. You know, I went to Nigeria, Africa, Abuja, Nigeria. I went to Switzerland, you know, preaching the word of God. And, you know, I am not a preacher that shoves things down your throat. I will tell you where I come from and what God has done for me. And if you want that, it's free for you to get it. So now I have no regrets. I'm just so happy.
I want to go back to the call a little bit. I'm kind of curious as to that moment that you felt. What did you feel? What is the call like?
It's not something you could describe. You know, when that anointing comes upon you, you just get a feeling that you want more of. You just want more of what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what's happening. It's just something that comes through your body, and you know God is present inside of you, and He loves you, and He don't care what stinking sins you had, who you killed, who you raped, who you robbed, what the nastiness you did. You just feel like everything is being washed away, and you go clean right back, washed, clean, and forgiven, and now you start a new life where everything that I couldn't get before, I started getting it. Everything I couldn't fix before was getting fixed. It's just, you can't explain it. You have to experience, you just have to surrender all.
Yeah.
When you get that feeling, surrender all, and everything else falls into place.
You said it was a church you wasn't supposed to go to because it was Roman Catholic, right?
Pentecostal, we wasn't supposed to go there.
So then, how did the rest of your family react when this change happened?
Well, you know, I'm trying to say everything in a nutshell because I know time is short, but there's so much to say. Yes, I had family members I have 2 nuns in my family from convent, right? And that's a no-no.
Yeah.
I have a very religious family. My mother is one of 15. One of the 15 had 14. All of them are staunch Roman Catholics. And they believe in the rosary and praying to Mary and all this sort of thing. The Catholic Church gave me a great foundation because they taught me everything I need to know about God. But there was something missing. And they didn't like it. I had a lot of problems with some family members and friends and so on. But it shouldn't matter where you go to become a better person. You understand what I mean? It shouldn't matter where you go to get a personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
You know, and live
So-
a better life.
So for you, the religion is less important
It's nothing
than
to
the...
do with religion. This is a personal relationship with you and the Lord, right? I find religion complicates things. You know, it puts people against each other, too much rituals and this and that and the other.
And rules.
Just know what the Bible says. Do what the Bible says. That's your manual for life from God.
Right.
Right? And have a personal relationship with God without rules and restrictions. You know, I love all religions. I respect everybody's religion. But there were things I wasn't being fed that I'm being fed now. The Word of God, I didn't know it before. I just know you're not supposed to steal and kill and this and that.
The commandments, the commandments.
Isn't it? There are people adulterating, fornicating, looking at pornography, drinking, drugging, living all this kind of life, but they're in church every Sunday. I don't understand it. There's only one place for you to go when you're dead. Two places, sorry, up there or down there. Where you going, where you living that lifestyle? I was going to hell if I had died suddenly. You know, and it's a personal choice. I made that choice. I'm happier now. Everything in my life is great. My children didn't make that choice. My husband didn't make that choice. But they're so proud of Mom. Mom, you stopped smoking?
Yeah.
Mom, you stopped drinking? Mom, you stopped going to the casino? Mom, we're so proud of you. You know, I'm just trying. I'm not perfect. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not where I was. I'm just trying to be a better person.
And every day you just...
Every day is a struggle.
Yeah.
Every day is temptation. You know, but I just want to please God now. Please Trinidad and Tobago for 45 years. I just want to please the Lord now with whatever, you know, years I have left. But I love the Catholic Church. I love Muslims. I love Hindus. I love everybody. I respect everybody's religion.
Love is the religion.
Yeah.
Love is really the
You know, if you don't have love, you don't have God.
Exactly. So in 2015, you published a book. You went from being an entertainer to being an author.
Oh my.
What was the decision? I mean, this is your testimony. This is what we
That
just
is my
spoke about, and
autobiography.
so much more.
From the day I was born to where I am today. And I never thought I could write a book. I never thought anybody would be interested in my life. And that book has all my business in it. Everything in that book.
Now,
Yeah,
part
my
I found-
pastor encouraged me to write it. Yes,
Really?
yes, he nagged me. Denyse Plummer, write a book. Because as my pastor said, your testimony is really important. How you lived your life, the mistakes you made, what you did, how you got to where you are now. Your testimony can save that guy's life. By just him hearing you, what you went through, and knowing there's hope for him. You know, knowing that he is not the only bad one, or he is not the only one that went through struggles and sin in his life. So never be afraid to give your testimony. And Pastor said, Denyse, give your testimony, write a book, write everything. He said, you don't know who you could save by your story. Down to losing my virginity, he made me write in that book. He said, you write it. I said, Pastor, what could I write? He said, no, you don't know how many young girls you could save from making that mistake that you made. You know, so
Yeah.
I wrote the book and I'm now an author.
And see that part is very interesting to me because, you know, normally with religious people, they tend to shy away from talking about things
No, not
of
my
that
pastor.
nature.
My pastor deals with sin.
Yeah,
He's not afraid to talk about sin, heaven or hell.
because it's a part of life, right?
That's right. He's
It's a
not
part of
afraid to
life
talk
and it's a
about
part of-
pornography, adultery, drug addiction, man beating their wives at home. Sin, whatever is sin, he talks about it boldly. You know, he will tell the young people, the young girls, keep your drawers on. Never drop your drawers until that ring goes there. You know, and a lot of pastors are afraid to preach those kind of things. And he's right, because by the time he was done with me, I realized I was a real nasty sinner. Even though I thought I was goody two-shoes.
Well, I
Denyse
was about to
Plummer.
say Denyse Plummer has not had a reputation as being a
At
very
all.
nasty person. I mean, you're very nice to everybody. I mean, now
Never naked, never
yeah,
whining.
exactly, always fully clothed, carnival costume maybe, but
But my life wasn't lining up with the Word of God. So I had to change some things. And I had 3 gospel songs within the first 3 years. and they all went to #1.
Nice.
I didn't have to beg for no appear on the radio station.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Well,
I
because of
belong
who
to
you
no
are.
mafia
Yeah.
to get no work, you know. And I went to young people parties, no cigarettes, no nakedness, no whining, no nothing. And their hands in the air and they're jumping and they're sweating and no alcohol. They just, the joy of the songs. And it's soca, groovy soca, reggae, rap, everything. Just the message is different.
Exactly, and that's the part that you know, it blew my mind when I realized how big the gospel market is, because I mean they have the music that is very similar to whatever the secular music is that's playing, except that the message is of God and the message of the word of the Lord. But you chose to do over some of your older stuff.
Yeah, and I'll even have a gospel version and I'll even know.
So I mean, does that change the integrity of the song? Or
Not
does
at
it,
all.
But the
Because
message in that
it
song,
was always an uplifting song.
well, that's what I was saying. So like the song itself was an ode to Trinidad and
a
Tobago.
nation-building song.
Right.
And the gospel version is a soul-building song. Instead of, I'm not leaving, I say, I can't leave him.
Okay.
You understand? So
All right.
it's just beautiful. And then one of these songs that became really big was was my life testimony. You know, some
Yeah.
things that I used to do, I no longer do. Some places I used to go, I no longer go. Some people I used to know, I no longer know. I just know I got to go. And there's no turning back, oh, no, 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 hey! Mash up, mash up.
Well, I realize that people have like the best times in those what do you call them? You call them gatherings? You call them
You know, they have concerts.
concerts and
Yeah, concerts, gatherings, prayer meetings, crusades.
crusades
They
is
have
the word I think I
all
was looking
different,
for.
different types of things. And that
Yeah.
big gospel artists come down here and they put me to open for them. You
And I know
Shirley
that I
Caesar,
understand.
open for Shirley
I
Caesar.
understand that you're a minister as well.
Yes, I'm now an ordained minister. So we have entertainer, we have author,
yes.
we have minister, psalmist, Denyse Plummer.
Minister,
I've been
psalmist.
ordained a minister and I'm also the title of psalmist.
What is a psalmist?
Well, David was a psalm. All the psalms in the Bible
Right.
by David, it's music,
Oh,
songs.
well.
Songs of God.
Well.
You're a psalmist. David was a psalmist.
Okay.
You know, so everything is so wonderful, you know, but I thank Trinidad and Tobago and the love I got from this country and these people that gave me the inspiration to keep climbing and moving on and on, you know. So the secret is you might struggle, but don't stay in one place. Keep moving. Keep getting to a higher level, a higher level, a higher level, you know, in anything that you're doing.
You see, you have to tell me another story about Black Stallion. How he helped you.
Oh, yes. Well, you remember when I won the Monarch? That was like 18 years after they pelted me with toilet paper. Who was the first person came in that room to console me? Black Stallion.
Right.
I didn't even know he was. What did he say to me? Don't leave.
Yeah.
Don't leave. You stay right there. What is the name of this song? 18 years later, I won in the Monarch within the
leaving.
Savannah. Nah, leaving. Who was the person that came backstage when they were announcing who came first
The
to
results.
10th? They started from 10th
10
coming
come
up.
up,
I didn't
yeah.
want to go out there. I was in the dressing room frightened and crying. Everybody gone to the stage side. Who came knocking on my door? I just see this man coming crawling once again. Deja vu. Black Stallion coming to me and I only remember him saying, oh, no, 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 Dee. No, no, Dee. Come, come. He say, don't stay back here. Come with me. Come, come. What is it? What I told you 18 years ago? I say, you told me not to leave. He said, what is the name of this song you went in here with tonight? This time they reach about number 4 or 5. What's the name of this song you went in here with tonight? I say, nah, leave. And he said, come. And by the time he was finished talking to me, they reached number 2 and they ball shadow. And I just saw a whole crowd coming
Running to
towards
you.
me. And he was holding me. And they just pulled him away from me, lifted me up in the air to take me onto the stage. And I just saw him disappearing into the crowd. Isn't that something?
It is.
Wow.
That's full circle.
Full circle. That man believed in me from day one. Even when I didn't believe in myself 18 years later that I would win. Come and see. This is yours. Stalin, boy, don't make joke of that man. That man is heavy, heavy, heavy. So you just heard my whole life story. So I'm hoping to go to, I also have a Denyse Plummer Foundation. I'm just starting. I just got through with it. And I am doing missionary work in Trinidad and Tobago from this year and Africa. So my hope is to go to Ghana if this
the MOU
virus subsides. I'm going to Ghana. I'm not at Ghana. Oh gosh. Oh, where it is I'm going? I don't know why I said Ghana.
It's because it was in the news recently.
Yes. Anyway, I'm going to Africa, to the poor areas where people live in mud huts and so on, and they have struggles and diseases and sickness and so on. So I will be doing Kenya.
Kenya,
Going to Kenya, yes, with Rise Up Society. So that's my new climb. That's my, you see, you don't stay at one place. You see, you keep doing other things. So hopefully people will support my missionary work and my foundation.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for sharing with us. I know that some of these stories wouldn't be easy to always relive or to go over.
Yeah.
But I really
what
appreciate
makes you.
Exactly. I really appreciate you being willing to sit here and chat with me about them and to put it all in your book as well.
Yes, and the book can only be had at two places, RIK and Nigel Can, exclusively. So go out and buy the book, support my ministry. I love you guys. I love everybody.
I have one more question for you before
What's that?
we go. Have you ever felt like you inspire women in particular, or inspired anybody, any females in particular, bring them along?
Yes, I do, and that's one of the rewards of the 40 years of struggle that I've struggled in this field, is because what it took me so long to learn, I passed it on to all the young ones that came for advice. I never go to them. If they come to me, I gave them shortcuts to get to where they needed to be, you know, and up to today, I hear them on interviews saying, you know, if it wasn't for Denyse Plummer, she told me so-and-so, did so-and-so. And then the song Woman is Boss, people come up to me and say it made such a difference in their lives at that time. Some went home and got licks from their husband, but you see, why men so, boy? They only listen to one line in his song, you know. But many women said it gave them strength and encouragement, you know, to go after things they didn't think women could be successful in. So that's one of the rewards of working hard at something.
Were there any women that inspired you when you were coming up in the industry?
Well, yeah, Calypso Rose and Francine and Princess, the early few. There were very few in those days, years ago in the Roses Day, you know, and they were considered, you know, sluts, and they're not people that you want to be around because they were women in Calypso, and they fought the fight for us. They hang in there and they fight with those men, and they fight for respect and to become greatness, and for people, girls to look up to and say, to be a woman in Calypso now is a good thing. You know, and look at the prize money. They didn't get this prize money. We get now $1 million and 500. So, you know, those are the women that inspired me to hang in there with the struggle and be there for the others that are coming. In my day, there were about 30 calypsonians, female calypsonians. Now there are over 200 and something female calypsonians. In Rose Day, it was just 3 or 4 of them. You know, so those are the people I looked up to in the beginning.
And that's definitely milestones that we should continue to encourage.
Absolutely, and don't be afraid to learn. These young people today, they feel they know everything. No, look at the older ones, watch them perform, listen to what they have to say, what they went through. Take it in, soak it in, and learn. Learn the art form and the history, so you could talk about the Chantal and thing and how it started.
Denyse Plummer, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
And I mean, I wish you continued success, especially with your missionary work.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm praying hard about that. I think it will help a lot of people.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Give thanks. And you're so cute.
Well, thanks. I
Oh,
could take it.